Welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're really getting into Julian Kelly's Global Reclamation. It's book 4 in the Seasons of Success series.
And it might sound like just a business book, but it's much more than that.
Oh, definitely. It's this rich story about legacy, family, all the complexities there.
And the huge challenges, the unexpected stuff that hits when you're trying to steer a multi-generational empire, especially through choppy waters.
Exactly. So we've got the key players. Jay, the founder who built it all.
Then there's Marcus, his son, who's the CEO now. And, well, things are a bit shaky under his leadership.
Right. And then there's Ethan, Jay's grandson.
Yeah.
He's described as quieter, more introspective.
Yeah, but with a really sharp business mind. And he's been learning directly from Jay, sort of absorbing things.
So our mission here is to unpack all of that. We want to look at the key moments, see how the power dynamics are shifting.
Understand that grandfather-father-grandson triangle.
And pull out those insights, about leadership under fire, family bonds under pressure, and what real resilience looks like when, everything's on the line. Okay, so let's jump in. The book kicks off with this section called The Weight of the Crown.
Right. And it paints this picture of Jay, the founder, at the absolute peak of his success, looking out over this vast empire he created.
You really get a sense of the scale of the accomplishment.
But even then, he's not entirely comfortable. The narrative says he feels this weight. He sees things shifting in the market, in the company itself, that he can't fully control anymore.
And that leads right into the central conflict, doesn't it, with Marcus?
Exactly. Marcus is leading now, but the company's, it's struggling. Almost faltering under his direction.
And Jay sees something specific missing in Marcus. He sees the smarts, the ambition maybe,
yeah,
but not that raw passion.
Yeah, that fire that Jay himself had when he was building it all, it seems dimmed in Marcus.
Yeah.
And the book is pretty clear the consequences are starting to show.
Definitely. The cracks are appearing. Poor decisions, a lack of clear direction. The empire's starting to falter.
It really is. The source describes it as being weighed down by decisions that feel maybe less strategic and more reactive, just no clear path forward. And Jay's watching this happen.
Watching his life's work potentially slip away. It really highlights that the founder's vision, that building passion, doesn't just automatically transfer with the CEO title, does it?
No, not at all. The next generation has to find their own drive, their own connection to it.
Which, of course, brings us to Ethan, the grandson.
Right. Described as different. Quiet, thoughtful, but with this surprisingly sharp business sense. He's been watching, learning directly from Jay.
And this is that first big pivot the book sets up, doesn't it? The torch was supposed to go to Marcus.
But right from the start, the narrative suggests Ethan is the one, maybe reluctantly, stepping up. Or being needed.
Yeah, the preface frames it as this story of redemption, new beginnings, a big generational shift.
Pushing vision and resilience right to the forefront because they have to.
But Jay feels that weight too, doesn't he? He's got trepidation.
Oh, yeah. The world's changed so much since he built the company. Technology, global competition, different societal values.
These are completely new challenges for Ethan, things Jay couldn't have even imagined back in his day.
Which raises that fundamental question, how do you mentor someone to lead in a future you didn't create? It's a core tension right from page 1.
So with that kind of overview set, let's zoom in a bit. The book gives us this scene inside Jay's world, inside his office.
Yeah, and it's described almost like a sanctuary, right? Filled with awards, photos, relics of past triumphs, a personal museum.
Right. But behind that calm exterior, his mind is just racing.
Because of Marcus's latest misstep, another failed product launch, and this one's really hit the company's reputation hard, sent the stock price down.
Ouch. And Jay's been watching, hoping Marcus would find his footing.
But the decisions feel more ego-driven than strategic lately.
And seeing those stock prices plummet. Jay knows he can't just stay silent anymore. Even though he wanted to give Marcus space, sometimes you have to step in.
And that's exactly when Ethan shows up in this scene. His energy is different.
He comes right out and tells Jay he's concerned. He's been watching the numbers, the market trends.
And he says the direction Marcus is taking them is just not sustainable. That's the quote.
And Jay, he admits it. Marcus is struggling. The company's paying the price because he's just not adapting to the shifting market.
Jay's clearly grappling with this fear that they might be heading down a path they can't recover from.
And Ethan, showing that quiet strength, offers to help. He believes he can turn things around.
But he's very clear he needs Jay's support. And crucially, he says he's not trying to replace his father.
Right, he wants to stabilize things. Maybe implying Marcus's strengths lie elsewhere, at least for now.
Exactly. It's subtle, but clear.
Jay looks at Ethan in that moment, sees the determination, sees a bit of himself, maybe.
The book says it reminds him of his younger self. He acknowledges Ethan has the mind for it, and maybe more importantly, the heart.
So, despite his hopes for Marcus, Jay accepts the reality. It might be time for the torch to pass differently than planned.
He agrees to work with Ethan, frames it as saving the company, preserving the family legacy. It's a heavy burden.
And Ethan accepts it. And for the first time in a while, Jay feels this glimmer of hope strategizing with Ethan.
Even knowing how incredibly difficult the road ahead is going to be.
Okay, but as you'd expect, news of Ethan stepping in to assist. Well, it doesn't sit well with Marcus.
Not at all. The boardroom scene the book describes is just thick with tension. Marcus is pacing, furious.
He sees it as a coup, right? Orchestrated by Jay.
Absolutely. His voice is described as bitter. He immediately challenges Jay, asking if he thinks he's incapable, sees Ethan's presence as a direct attack.
Jay tries to keep things calm, explaining it's about the company's future, that Ethan has good ideas needed for the changing market.
And Ethan tries to smooth things over too, says he's just there to support, bring fresh perspectives, we're all a team.
But Marcus isn't hearing it. He's too emotional. He lashes out, calls Ethan the golden boy.
Accuses him of always being favored in Jay's eyes.
Ethan tries to hold his ground, saying he's not competing, he just wants what's best for the company right now.
But Marcus fires back about how he's given his life to the business, worked his way up.
And now Ethan just waltzes in with these new ideas.
Jay has to jump back in, trying to pull the focus back to the actual crisis, the legacy. He stresses they're losing ground. Ethan's insights could save them.
But that just triggers something deeper in Marcus. He voices this long-held feeling that Jay never really had faith in him.
Always waiting for the chance to hand things to Ethan.
Jay denies it, points to the hard numbers. The reality is they are losing ground. It's not personal, it's business reality.
But Marcus feels totally isolated. The narrative shows other executives looking away, glancing towards Jay and Ethan. The power shift is palpable.
So in this moment of pure defiance, Marcus declares he's still CEO, won't go down without a fight, and storms out.
Leaving this heavy, awkward silence, Jay and Ethan are left there, needing to strategize, but now under the shadow of Marcus's raw anger.
Really shows how personal these things get in family businesses, doesn't it? Old wounds, insecurities, becoming major operational hurdles.
Yeah, and that rift just keeps growing after the boardroom drama. The book shows Jay reflecting, maybe looking at an old family photo.
His assistant, Layla, offers some perspective. Notes Marcus's stubborn streak, saying he's too much like Jay sometimes.
And that his reaction is clearly deeply personal, not just professional.
Jay's worried sick, isn't he? Fears Marcus will drive the company right into the ground if things don't change fast. The market's moving too quickly.
And Layla asks that really tough question. Is pushing Marcus this hard worth losing him completely?
That's the conflict Jay is wrestling with. Saving the company versus saving his relationship with his son. It feels almost unbearable.
And that's when Ethan comes back, but this time with, alternatives. He's been busy.
He's researched actual, concrete diversification opportunities.
And crucially, ways to do it that don't directly interfere with Marcus's current management areas, trying to avoid stepping on those toes.
Smart. So what kind of opportunities?
Specific examples are given. A tech startup in renewable energy, a real estate venture in an emerging market, a logistics partnership.
Things that could generate new revenue streams.
Exactly. And provide a safety net if the core business keeps struggling under Marcus.
And he's done his homework. Crunched the numbers.
Oh yeah. He believes the risk is calculated and worth taking. Proposes allocating capital carefully so it doesn't jeopardize current operations.
Jay sees the strategic sense in it, the potential, but he also sees the risks.
Especially the risk of how Marcus will react. Needs incredibly delicate handling.
Which leads to Ethan's next proposal. Keeping it secret from Marcus.
For now.
Yeah. Set things in motion quietly. Only bring Marcus in once there are positive results to show.
Jay appreciates the strategy, calls it cunning even, sees himself in Ethan. But he feels uneasy about the secrecy. Deeply uneasy. He questions if this is how families unravel. Little secrets, whispered plans.
It's that ethical tightrope again, isn't it? Strategic necessity versus family transparency. Painful clash.
So those tense weeks turn into this kind of cold war between Jay and Marcus. Marcus gets more guarded, more calculating.
And then it boils over. Marcus confronts Jay directly in his office.
And it's not a discussion, it's a demand. Step down as CEO. It's my time.
Wow. Jay is completely blindsided. He expected a transition eventually, but planned gradual.
This feels like a hostile takeover from his own son.
The narrative shows Marcus is determined, but also maybe desperate. That deep need to prove himself.
Jay acknowledges Marcus was meant to take over eventually, but questions if now, with the company struggling, is the right time.
Marcus insists it is. Says the company's at a crossroads. He needs to execute his big ideas immediately.
So Jay asks, okay, what are these big ideas?
Marcus lays out ambitious plans. Rapid expansion, product diversification, leveraging new tech aggressively.
Jay sees the vision, but he also sees recklessness. Overlooking details, potential impact on people, clients, the legacy.
Marcus just waves those concerns away. Temporary setbacks. Can't afford to stand still.
And then he drops the hammer. I'm not asking for permission. I'm telling you what needs to be done.
Oof. An ultimatum. Jay tries to explain the practicalities, board involvement, the smooth transition to avoid vulnerability.
But Marcus hears that as a lack of trust. Pure and simple.
Jay tries to clarify it's about the company, the people who depend on it.
Doesn't matter. Marcus says he'll go straight to the board himself, bypassing Jay completely.
Leaving Jay feeling like everything's spinning out of control, it highlights that clash between ambition and haste, doesn't it? And how perceived distrust can just shatter things.
And that tension, that conflict, it doesn't stay behind closed doors. It ripples right through the company.
Creates visible fissures. Employees sense the power struggle. Whispers start circulating.
The whole atmosphere changes. Collaborative meetings become, well, battlegrounds.
Marcus pushing his agenda aggressively, shutting down other input, especially from anyone seen as loyal to Jay.
We see it in this specific meeting scene. Marcus proposes drastic cuts, a shift to high-risk ventures, shows charts with huge potential upsides.
But Sandra, the CFO, speaks up, bravely points out the human cost of the cuts, losing talent, the real risk of these untested ventures failing spectacularly.
Marcus just dismisses it, trimming the fat, focus only on growth, waves off the risk, gotta be bold.
Jay's frustration is building. He sees it's more about Marcus needing to prove himself fast than about careful strategy. He sees the others wearing down.
So Jay jumps in, advocates for valuing people, long-term success, smart innovation, not just reckless boldness, warns against alienating the core team.
Marcus snaps back. The market demands change. He's not abandoning values, just evolving them. Says Jay's comparing today to 20 years ago, and it's different.
Jay has to diffuse it, says they'll take the proposal under advisement, buy some time. He's worried about irreversible moves.
Marcus agrees, but coldly. You could feel the resentment simmering.
The scene ends with Jay lingering, sensing the foundation cracking, unsure how long he can hold it together. Fears Marcus might destroy everything just trying to prove himself.
It really underscores that leadership isn't just vision, is it? It's listening, valuing experience, balancing that ambition.
So weeks pass, and the tension just keeps building. Marcus's decisions are now making serious waves.
His aggressive expansion is in full gear. High-profile, risky acquisition.
Grabbing headlines, yeah, pleasing some board members, but piling on massive debt, stretching finances incredibly thin.
Jay tries to voice concerns on the board, but he's getting shut down. Marcus has rallied his allies.
The older, more conservative members are sidelined.
And the personal tension between Jay and Marcus is sky-high. Conversations are short, guarded.
Jay sees the toll it's taking on Marcus, the stress, the late nights, but Marcus just won't back down, driven by that need to escape Jay's shadow.
There's this poignant moment described Jay walking the empty halls late at night, thinking about everything he built maybe slipping away.
Even the view from his window feels different, tainted.
Then, bam, a message from a trusted advisor. A major long-term client is pulling out,
citing concerns about stability under the current leadership.
That's the first big external sign the cracks are showing. It forces Jay's hand.
Does he confront Marcus again, risk breaking things completely, or does he start building that safety net?
He decides to act, but quietly. Starts calling in old favors, mobilizing his network.
Former colleagues, friends, even old competitors who owe him. Not asking for help to take back control, the book says.
But mobilizing influence, resources, discreetly.
He feels this renewed purpose. He can't just watch it crumble. He has to act to ensure the company, the legacy, survives.
He knows that difficult conversation with Marcus is still looming, maybe unavoidable. Unsure if that bond can be fixed.
But for now, he focuses on securing the future, preparing for this ultimate test of everything he believes in.
And that leads directly to the next board meeting. The book calls it a reckoning.
You can feel the tension. Marcus at one end with his allies, Jay at the other, visually divided.
And the numbers are undeniable now. The fallout from the expansion is clear. Profits down, clients hesitant, reputation tarnished. It's getting dire.
But Marcus, surprisingly, doubles down, proposes an even riskier acquisition in Southeast Asia, promises huge growth.
Jay sees the hesitation, though. Some board members look torn. Loyalty versus unease.
So Jay speaks, calmly, firmly, acknowledges the vision, doesn't dismiss it, but lays out the real current threats: financial strain, client trust, debt.
He offers the alternative. Consolidation, shoring up strengths, stability over risky growth.
And you see subtle shifts as he speaks, nods of agreement, unease on Marcus's side. Marcus stays impassive.
Then Marcus challenges Jay's plan, calls it lacking vision, dismisses concerns as temporary, respectful tone, but with that edge asserting control.
Heated debate erupts. The room is split. A vote is coming.
Jay feels that knot tighten. This is for the company's future. Marcus looks resolute.
And Marcus's plan squeaks through. A narrow vote. A precarious win.
Jay's disappointed but shows no weakness.
Then, a small moment afterwards, Marcus approaches Jay, acknowledges his concerns were valid, even though they disagreed.
Just a small gesture. But it reminds Jay the bond isn't totally severed yet.
Jay's left alone. Marcus won, solidified control, but exposed deep divisions. Jay knows he needs to be strategic.
That safety net plan isn't a coup attempt in his mind. It's a genuine backup if Marcus's gamble fails, which looks increasingly likely.
And his thoughts turn to Ethan, the potential, the quiet strength.
He resolves to mentor Ethan even more closely now, believing the future might really lie there, making sure Ethan's ready if needed.
The battle for the company's soul, as the book puts it, is truly heating up.
So after that narrow board win, Marcus goes full throttle on the expansion, pushing boundaries, immense pressure everywhere.
The cracks Jay warned about are widening fast, but Marcus just presses on, determined to prove his critics wrong.
Jay's watching, his concern growing daily. Risks are outpacing rewards. Financial strain is obvious, cash reserves dwindling, debt rising, investors getting nervous.
Jay's getting constant messages now. Board members having second thoughts, worried employees, even some of Marcus's allies are seeking advice.
And Ethan comes to Jay again, this time in his study. They're looking at the latest financials.
Ethan's blunt, deeply concerned, says they're moving way too fast, not ready for the potential fallout.
Jay confirms it. Marcus's ambition is admirable, maybe, but the risks are getting out of control. Serious consequences looming.
Ethan shares what he's hearing from employees. People are scared, worried about jobs, the future under Marcus's pressure. He's tried to reassure them.
Jay praises him for listening, calls it crucial leadership, something Marcus seems to be missing, emphasizes action is needed now to steer the ship.
And Ethan says clearly he wants to help, be part of the solution, learn how to handle a crisis like this. He's ready to step up more. Jay feels proud, sees the maturity, agrees to work even closer. Teach him strategy, analysis, crisis management. Tells him the company's future might depend on it.
So, over the next weeks, Ethan becomes Jay's right hand, basically. Attending meetings, strategy sessions, leading small projects.
People notice. Rumors spread about Jay grooming the next generation.
Marcus, stressed by the expansion in finances, senses this. Sees it as Jay undermining him, preparing Ethan for a takeover.
Tensions finally boil over again. After a really tough board meeting, Marcus confronts Jay in his office, accuses him of sabotage, grooming Ethan for a coup.
Jay stays calm, refutes it. Says it's about a fallback plan because of the risks Marcus is taking. Says Ethan is the future, and preparing him is responsible leadership.
Marcus fires back. He's CEO now. It's his turn.
Jay agrees, but says leadership isn't doing it alone. It's listening, considering perspectives, benefiting everyone. Says he's helping ensure the company survives for Ethan to inherit eventually.
And facing this, Marcus's anger gives way to weariness, doubt, maybe fear. Admits quietly he just wants to succeed, prove himself.
He puts a hand on his shoulder, a rare moment of connection. Encourages him to balance the big moves with steady foundational steps.
Marcus agrees to try. Jay watches him leave, feeling pride and deep concern. Knows Marcus's path is dangerous, the storm is gathering. Resolves to keep guiding Ethan. Highlights that deep need for validation, doesn't it? And the difficulty of guiding versus letting go.
The narrative shifts again. The headquarters now feels like a fortress under siege. Months of this pressure have really tested Jay.
Marcus's expansion is at a critical point. Company stretched thin, projects bleeding cash, financial strain palpable everywhere. The ground feels like it's crumbling.
Jay knows the stakes. The company, a pioneer, could become a cautionary tale. The board's restless, media's questioning leadership.
And the family, also at a breaking point. Marcus is isolated, consumed by pressure, angry, frustrated. The father-son relationship is strained almost beyond repair.
Meanwhile, Ethan's accelerated mentorship continues. He's proving a quick study, taking on more responsibility. His leadership style, connecting with people, reminds Jay of himself.
But there's also that fire in Ethan, maybe an inherited drive, that worries Jay a little too.
Then one evening, Ethan comes to Jay, says he's made a decision. He wants to step up, take on a more significant leadership role now. He feels it's time.
Jay hesitates, maybe. Questions if Ethan's truly ready for this huge step, the family fallout.
But Ethan is resolute. Says he's learned, seen what works, what doesn't. Believes he can make a critical difference now.
Jay asks the crucial question, what about Marcus?
Ethan admits he hasn't talked to his father yet. Wanted to come to Jay first. Solidify the plan.
Jay sighs, understands the complexity, the pain involved, knows Marcus is under immense pressure, hard for him to see other views, emphasizes Ethan needs his father's support eventually.
Ethan expresses frustration. Marcus won't listen. Ignoring warning signs, focused only on proving himself, warns they're in serious trouble if they don't act soon. Time is running out.
Jay acknowledges the critical point, needs strong leadership, but stresses if Ethan steps up, it must be the right way, with respect for your father and with a clear vision, not just a power grab.
Ethan understands. Reiterates he wants to help, not undermine. Jay promises they'll figure it out. Praises Ethan's maturity, his potential.
But the weight is heavy. The road isn't easy, could tear the family apart or forge something stronger. Jay's determined to protect what he built.
So over the next weeks, Jay and Ethan work quietly, intensely, gathering support from key executives, board members, analyzing the dire financials, planning their approach. Time is critical. Tipping point is near.
Tension grows. Rumors of a power struggle swirl. Marcus senses something's wrong, becomes more defensive, erratic, pushes for more aggressive expansion, ignoring all warnings, trying to outrun the problems.
Jay knows confrontation is unavoidable now. The storm clouds are right overhead. They're out of time for quiet maneuvering.
Then the text from Ethan arrives. Simple. Urgent. Grandpa, it's time. We need to act now.
Jay feels the weight of that message. Knows the decisions now will shape everything. Steels himself. They're at the crossroads. No turning back. It shows sometimes saving a legacy means confronting the chosen heir, doesn't it? Transition isn't always smooth.
Right after that text, the tension just explodes. Meetings are silent power struggles. The board is openly worried now, whispering about fallout from Marcus's strategy.
Jay knows time is desperately short. Their plan is ready. Marcus's erratic behavior has cost him allies, left the company vulnerable. Financial instability is here, now.
Jay and Ethan's conversations are constant, urgent, hushed. Ethan's ready, but the timing has to be perfect.
Then Ethan brings the latest financials. It's worse than we thought, he tells Jay. The expansion projects are bleeding us dry. They'll be in the red next quarter at this rate.
Jay takes it in, tells Ethan they have to bring Marcus in now, together. Wait any longer, there might be nothing left to save.
Ethan suggests a tactic. Go to the board first. Get their unanimous backing for the stabilization plan. Then present the reality to Marcus, together.
Hopes that united front board, grandfather, son, might help Marcus accept it.
Jay knows it's risky. Going to the board first could feel like the ultimate betrayal to Marcus. But it's necessary. Stresses again. Frame it as saving the company, not undermining him. Give him a chance to work with him.
They spend hours prepping, gathering data, crafting the presentation, laying out the stark reality and the plan. Stabilize, scale back risky ventures immediately.
At the board meeting, Ethan presents. Steady, confident, despite the pressure. Silence. Then shock and apprehension ripple through the room.
A senior board member speaks up, calls it serious, finds the plan solid, necessary, but asks the key question, how will Marcus react?
Jay steps forward, asserts he knows his son, believes if they present this united front, Marcus will ultimately understand it's for the best, emphasizes giving him the chance to step back, work collaboratively.
Faced with the numbers, Jay and Ethan's united front, the board agrees, unanimously backs the plan. Crucial step secured.
Next, the hardest part, confronting Marcus privately. At Jay's home. Tension is thick. Jay sees the exhaustion on Marcus's face.
Jay starts gently but firmly, lays out the precarious financials due to the expansion. Need immediate action to stop the bleeding.
Marcus explodes. Anger. Accuses them of going behind his back, orchestrating a takeover he suspected all along.
Ethan steps forward calmly, tries to defuse it, says it's about saving the company, not taking over. He's seen the numbers. The board agrees they must scale back. Wants to work with Marcus.
Marcus pushes back. Frustrated. Asserts his years of leadership. Does Ethan think he knows better?
Jay steps in again, hand on Marcus's shoulder, assures him, not questioning his capability, trying to help face reality. They all want the same thing: protect the company. Must face the numbers. Time's running out.
Marcus falls silent. The fight drains out. Anger yields to weariness. The painful understand that they're right. Admitting failure, scaling back his vision, incredibly hard.
Finally he sighs, shoulders slump, asks quietly, "What do you want me to do?"
Relief flickers between Jay and Ethan. The acceptance. Lay out the plan. Scale back expansion. Stabilize the core. Bring in fresh leadership for transition.
Marcus nods slowly. "All right," he says, voice low. "Let's do it."
The stage is set. Stabilization begins. Jay knows this was critical, but the hardest part leading through the storm is still ahead. Feels like just the beginning, final showdown still coming. Maybe not with Marcus, but someone. Shows that shift, right? Crisis forcing reluctant collaboration.
Yeah, and the weeks after that difficult conversation are just intense, frantic activity, expansion halted, resources poured into the core business. Jay, Ethan, the board, executives, all working tirelessly on the recovery plan.
Marcus is described as subdued, cautious, but still involved. The tension with Ethan eases slightly into this tentative alliance focused on saving the company.
Jay sees the toll in Marcus, though, worries about him holding up under the strain, the weight of perceived failure.
The financials do start improving. Bleeding slows, stability returns. But it's fragile, like walking on eggshells. One wrong move.
And Jay feels something's still missing. They're treating symptoms, maybe not the root cause of their vulnerability.
Ethan feels it too, going through reports, putting out fires. Yeah, but the foundation still feels shaky, something deeper going on.
He voices it to Jay, wonders if something's hidden, a factor they haven't found. Jay agrees. Can't get complacent. Need to dig deeper.
So an investigation starts. Scrutinizing records, contracts, discrete inquiries, looking for anything off.
And they find it. A disturbing pattern, discrepancies, weird transactions, signs of deliberate internal sabotage.
Then the bombshell. A high-ranking, trusted executive was embezzling funds. Offshore account. Worse, feeding confidential info to a rival company.
The motive. Not just greed, blackmail. The rival had leverage, personal secrets.
Jay is furious. This betrayal from someone he considered family, the emotional impact is huge.
Confronted, the executive confesses. Driven by blackmail, fear, desperation.
Jay feels anger, but also this grim pity. Damage done, betrayal unforgivable. You threw it all away, Jay tells him.
The executive resigns immediately. Company moves to recover funds, minimize impact. Jay notes they betrayed not just the company, but the people who believed in you. The personal trust.
Paradoxically, this crisis brings Jay, Marcus, and Ethan closer. Marcus is more cautious, aware of responsibilities, but his confidence is shaken. Questions his own judgment during the expansion.
Jay reassures him, no leader's infallible. Test is how you respond to adversity. Betrayal.
Companies recovering, immediate crisis averted. But harder challenges loom. Showdown with the rival who benefited from the sabotage. They need to stand united now.
Foreboding sense settles in. Calm before the storm is over. Winds of change, external threats now are howling. Need strength, resolve. Shows how internal rot can open doors for enemies, right?
Absolutely. And after that scandal, the atmosphere is tense, electric, no time to rest. The rival company, the one who benefited, an old adversary of Jay's, makes aggressive market moves, positioning for a final strike.
Jay sees the market data. They're losing ground again as competitors exploit their perceived weakness. Gotta act fast to regain the upper hand before the rival lands a knockout blow.
Ethan points out rivals are using the scandal, the internal turmoil narrative against them.
Marcus notes their focus on internal fixes left their external guard down. Rivals are coming hard now, seeing blood in the water.
Jay calls an urgent strategy meeting. Need a plan for short-term defense and long-term security? Defend, outmaneuver, regain control.
Marcus, showing caution, suggests securing profitable divisions first, buy time. Ethan pushes for innovation, needs something disruptive, new, to derail the rivals' plans.
Jay sees merit in both. Strengthen the base and push something new to catch them off guard. Two-pronged approach.
And that's when Ethan reveals his secret project, a new tech platform. AI, data analytics, revolutionizing customer interaction, anticipating needs, trends, calls it a potential game changer.
Jay's impressed, sees the potential. Ambitious, especially now, but could be the edge they desperately need.
Marcus immediately shifts to logistics, how to resource both initiatives, run them in parallel.
Jay assigns roles. Marcus leads fortifying the core business, cutting costs. Ethan spearheads the new platform launch. Move fast, move smart. Every day counts.
Teams disperse, knowing their critical roles. Jay feels like they're drawing on the company's core legacy now. Innovation, resilience.
Intense weeks follow. Marcus's team shores up divisions, cuts costs. Ethan's team works frantically on the platform. Strain shows, but so does determination.
Progress. Core divisions stabilize, market responds slightly. Ethan's platform nears completion. Initial tests look amazing. Feels like the tide might finally be turning.
Then, just as they breathe a sigh of relief,
Yeah.
chilling news, the rival makes another move, acquires a key supplier, cuts off access to a critical component.
Impact is immediate. Production halts on key lines. Launch is delayed. Millions in lost revenue. Rival gains a huge, potentially crippling advantage. Threatens the whole recovery.
Emergency meeting. Marcus states it bluntly. We're cornered. Need an alternative supplier. Fast, whatever the cost. Ethan worries about losing platform momentum.
Jay stays calm. Can't lose focus. Marcus. Find suppliers. Pay the premium. Accept temporary scale back if needed.
Then turns to Ethan. The risky question. Can we accelerate the platform launch?
Ethan says it's incredibly risky, but possible. An early, less polished release. If it's revolutionary, it could still be their lifeline.
Jay makes the call. High stakes. Do it. Risk of waiting is greater. If it works, it's their chance.
Frantic days. Marcus scrambling for suppliers, Ethan's team pushing the platform, Jay overseeing, anticipating the rival's next move.
Platform launch day. Company-wide meeting. Jay acknowledges challenges, highlights team strength, dedication, announces platform as testament to resilience, applause, hope.
But the real test is market response. They watch nervously. Trickle of interest becomes a flood. Customers intrigued. Orders pour in. The tide is turning. They did it.
Then, just as relief hits, Jay's phone rings. Senior executive, voice shaking. Jay, we have a problem. Our new platform has been hacked.
Hits like a punch. Prepared for competition, supply issues, not this. Rivals playing dirty, lifeline jeopardized. Jay looks at Marcus, Ethan. Shock mirrors his own. The storm is here. Battlefield is digital now.
That hack just sends shockwaves, right?
Yeah.
Turns everything into chaos. Jay, Marcus, Ethan immediately gather the core team in a secure ops room. Screens flickering, digital battlefield.
IT lead gives the grim news. Serious breach. Targeted attack. They knew where to hit. Covered tracks well. Tracing takes time. Priority 1, secure the platform. Minimize customer impact.
Ethan's furious. Knows it's sabotage. Rival couldn't compete, so they cheat. Jay agrees. No coincidence.
Jay tasks Marcus. Coordinate with legal. Be ready to strike the moment they have proof. Can't let them get away with it. Marcus agrees. Prepares for the legal fight.
Ethan wants to hit back digitally. If they want a war, we'll give them one.
Jay gets the anger, but warns against recklessness. Stakes too high. One wrong move. Costs everything. Tells Ethan focus on shoring up the platform, keeping customer faith.
Ethan agrees. Channels that anger into securing the tech. Vows to protect it. But you feel that desire for payback simmering.
Next 48 hours are a blur. IT team working non-stop. Security, patching, monitoring, hunting attackers. Marcus coordinating legal, evidence gathering. Ethan refining the platform, communicating with customers.
Jay's barely sleeping, moving between teams. Future hanging by a thread.
Media gets wind of the hack. Speculation runs wild. Jay decides. Control the narrative. Calls a press conference.
Stands there, flanked by Marcus and Ethan. United front, steady voice. Announces targeted cyber attack. Team working tirelessly. Won't be intimidated, won't back down. Commitment to innovation unwavering.
Handles questions, deflects speculation. Emphasizes protection steps. Leaves feeling determined. Took a hit, but standing. Time for offense.
Back at HQ, meeting. We need to take this fight to them. Double down on finding the attacker. ID's making progress, tracing, closing in. More security implemented.
Ethan reports platform stable. Lost some customers, sure, but most are sticking, watching how they handle this. Jay cannot lose that trust. Ethan needs to strengthen relationships, incentives, loyalty programs.
Ethan plans the campaign. Costly, but worth it.
Then, while dealing with the hack fallout, Marcus gets another call. Rival approached a key supplier again, trying to undercut contracts, steal a critical supply chain piece.
Jay's heart sinks. Coordinated, multi-front attack. They're trying to destroy them piece by piece.
Jay's immediate order to Marcus, lock down contracts, offer better terms, whatever it takes. Marcus handles it, understands it's full-blown war now.
Jay knows rivals play dirty. Can't let fear dictate. Stay focused, strategic, turn the tide.
Days blur. Marcus negotiating, securing supply. Ethan strengthening the platform, engaging customers. IT gets the breakthrough. Conclusive evidence points to the rival company for the hack.
Marcus prepares legal action. Powerful counter. But Jay knows court isn't enough. Need market advantage, public trust too.
Ethan's customer campaign launches, positive response, appreciation for transparency, commitment.
Pressure mounts. Rivals don't back down. Escalating tactics. Strain shows on the team.
One evening, Jay alone in his office, exhausted. Unknown number calls. He answers. Voice is cold, calculating. It's the rival CEO.
Rival CEO taunts him. Says Jay was stubborn, arrogant, now seeing consequences.
Jay's voice is low, controlled fury. You've crossed a line. This isn't business anymore. It's personal.
Rival CEO chuckles. Chilling sound. It's always been personal. Vows not to stop until Jay's company is ruined.
Jay responds, unwavering. You've made a mistake. Underestimated us. This isn't over.
Rival's voice turns malicious. We'll see about that. Enjoy your last days. Call ends.
Jay knows now. Deep-seated vendetta. Personal grudge driving this. Cannot let fear or anger cloud judgment now.
Decision is absolute. Will not back down. Will not let his company be destroyed. Will fight back every resource. Will win.
Underscores that personal element, right? And the need for cold strategy, even when it feels personal.
Yeah, and the days after that call are just incredibly intense. Company under siege, cyber attack continues, plus full-scale assault on market position, supply chain, time for caution is gone, time to strike back hard.
Emergency meeting. Marcus, Ethan, trusted advisors. Tension you could cut with a knife. Everyone knows the next 24 hours decide everything. Jay is resolute. Pushed into a corner, yes, but won't go down without a fight. Take the fight to them. On their terms, using what they've learned.
Ethan's anger is focused now, determined. What's the plan? How do we hit back?
Jay and Marcus nod. Play their game, but better. They tried sabotage. Turn those tactics back on them. Use their vulnerabilities.
Marcus shows the map of rival ops, network weak points they've found. Plan. Coordinated counterattack, disrupt their operations, sow chaos, divert their resources.
Ethan asks, digital offensive, like they did to us, Jay confirms. Exactly. But smarter, surgical. Neutralize the threat, not destroy indiscriminately. Show consequences.
Marcus adds, PR offensive too. Rivals trash their reputation, turn the tables, expose their tactics, use the evidence emails, contracts from the embezzlement, the sabotage.
Jay clarifies, not just revenge, survival. Protect customers, employees, everything built, but make it crystal clear. Attack us, there are consequences.
Ethan grins grimly. Rivals won't know what hit them. Team finalizes the plan. IT, legal, PR coordinated, meticulously planned, contingencies covered. One shot, can't miss.
Jay looks at the team. Been through so much, believed in the vision, feels gratitude, responsibility, must lead them through this.
That night, Jay feels the weight. Tomorrow, most important day. Everything on the line. Reflects on past challenges, crashes, failures, takeovers. Nothing like this. Personal fight for survival.
Thinks about the rival CEO. Once a friend, mentor, now bitter enemy. Wonders if it had to be this way. No time for regret.
Only way is through the fire. Steels himself. Led them before, we'll do it again. Tomorrow, take the fight to them. We'll win.
Next morning. Bright sky. Stark contrast to the tension. Jay, Marcus, Ethan arrive early. Faces set. Team ready.
Jay's final briefing in the ops room. Calm, powerful voice. Today, we fight back. We're going to turn this around, stick to the plan, remember what's at stake. Fighting for our company, our customers, everything we believe in.
Silence. Then nods. Resolve hardens. Ready.
9:00 a.m. Operation starts. IT under Marcus launches the digital offensive, targeting vulnerabilities, precision required.
Simultaneously, PR team led by Ethan launches the media blitz. Damning evidence released. Headlines explode. Public outcry begins.
Jay monitors. Ops room, media center. Initial reports good. Rival systems disrupted. Media picking up story. But knows retaliation is coming.
Mid-afternoon. Counterattack hits. Rivals restore some systems, launch frantic digital assault. Jay's team prepared, fortified defenses, repel attacks.
Digital battle rages for hours. Jay's team holds. PR campaign gains unstoppable traction. Public opinion turns hard against the rival.
Evening. Tide clearly turning, rival systems in disarray, reputation shredded, struggling. Cautious relief starts.
Then Marcus gets an urgent call. Industry contact. Rivals making one last desperate gamble. Called in allies. Planning coordinated attack on the supply chain. Could cripple them.
Jay feels that anger surge, pushes it down. No time for motion. Action only. How long? Not long, maybe a few hours.
Jay snaps orders. Act fast. Ethan, phone suppliers. Offer whatever it takes. Secure contracts now. Marcus, coordinate logistics. Reroute lines alternatives.
Ethan, Marcus jump into action. Jay knows it's the knockout attempt. Can't underestimate it.
Hours blur. Frantic scramble. Shore up defenses. Race against time.
Midnight approaches. Tension peaks. Waiting.
It happens. Rival attack hits. Coordinated strike on supply chain nodes.
But Jay's team is ready, anticipated it, mitigated damage, attack falls short, supply chain holds, disruption minimal.
Small, weary smile from Jay. Weathered the storm. Held. Time to finish this. Turns to Marcus. Ethan. Voice firm. Time to end this. Marcus, legal action. Hit them with everything. Ethan, keep pressure on media. Everyone needs to know what they've done.
Marcus's expression grim, resolute. They won't know what hit them. Ethan grins, fire back in his eyes. Let's show them what happens when you mess with us.
Final hours intense. Team holds ground. Legal action swift, decisive. Cuts off rival's assault. Media campaign momentum unstoppable. Public opinion condemns the rival.
Sunrise. Battle over. Company victorious. Battered, weary, but unbroken. Rivals in shambles. Reputation destroyed. Operations crippled.
Chi watches the sunrise from his office. Deep satisfaction. Profound exhaustion. Battle took its toll. But they won. Fought against odds, betrayal, malice. Came out on top. Proved their strength. Resolve.
Knows it's not the end. More challenges always. Business world is constant struggle.
But he's ready. Faced the worst. Survived. Led them before. Guided them through near collapse. Now, with son and grandson beside him, knows he can lead them forward again.
Walks back to his desk. Work to do. Lessons learned. Future to build. He's ready.
Wow. Wow. What a ride that narrative takes us on. From that initial, really tense struggle for succession.
Yeah, father versus son, ambition, insecurity, all tangled up.
To the shock of that internal betrayal from someone they trusted implicitly.
And then escalating into this all-out corporate war, but fueled, ultimately, by a really deep personal vendetta.
We really saw Jay trying to navigate that impossible situation, didn't we? Protecting his legacy, his life's work.
While dealing with his son's difficult journey and his grandson's emerging potential, the company was tested from every single angle, inside and out.
Revealed its vulnerabilities, for sure. But ultimately, its resilience, too.
Absolutely.
So as you think about this story, maybe consider it in your own context, your own world, maybe your work, a team, even a personal project you're leading or building.
Yeah, like how do you find that balance between honoring the tradition, the way things were done, and embracing the risks you have to take for innovation?
And when does, healthy competition cross that line? Become something damaging, personal, destructive?
That's a big one. And how do you protect what you've built when the threats don't just come from competitors you can see,
but from unexpected places? Or even, like we saw here, from right inside your own trusted circle, family, colleagues.
It really shows that the challenges of building anything valuable and trying to preserve it are often way more complex, more personal, more demanding than they seem on the surface.
Requires more than just strategy, doesn't it? Is that deep resilience, that courage to face really difficult, often painful truths.